But does that not also answer the fact that INEC seems to be overwhelmed? And if you say that you may not have time for all this, wouldn't it be best if you created more centers, provided more machines and men to increase the speed up the registration process instead of shortening
Understand the point I'm making. This registration started in June 2021. And I'm telling you that during this particular period, sometimes our registration officers register one individual a day. It is only in these last 2 weeks that the voters' registration is about to end that we have this surge. But this thing has been going on for over 1 year. But despite all these things I have said that this particular commission will do anything that will add value to the electoral and democratic process.
So does this mean that INEC, from those judgments,
yes,
is considering extending?
Well, the court has asked the Independent National Electoral Commission to come back on the 29th day of June and explain its position. We are going to go back to the court on that 29th day of June to explain our position and then allow the rest of the issues to be determined by the court. But the commission is a constitutional body, and we are under a constitutional obligation to give effect to judgments and orders of properly constituted court of law. And we are going to give effect to the orders made by the Federal High Court.
But beyond late interests, as you have pointed out,
yes,
is the commission having a challenge with registering the number of people that have come forward? And what's the commission doing to ensure that that's checked?
Well, as at now, as I pointed out, we deployed additional 209 machines to areas of pressure. There are states that do not have pressure, so we really don't need to do anything in relation to states where we don't have any form of pressure. And in some of the states, some local governments do not have pressure. So the resident electoral commissioners and the electoral officers have withdrawn some machines from local governments that do not have pressure, and then increase the number of machines to local governments where we have some level of pressure. We are going to have a youth concert on Saturday, and as of today, the commission has deployed 40 IVED machines to the old parade ground, where we are going to do voters registration exercise up till Friday before the concert takes place on Saturday. So we are doing our best to make sure that we obviate the present surge and the present challenge. And we are confident that we're on top of the situation. But we will continue, we will keep on monitoring the situation to see how things progress. And depending on how things progress, the commission will make a determination. What's
the commission doing to address the concerns of Nigerians and allegations of complacency and inducements from your staff? There are instances where Nigerians who have gone to register have said that they go to these centers and your staff refuse to attend to them until certain inducements are made. Some people have had to buy fuel for some of your centers. What's the commission doing to address this? Because to an extent, you would agree that certain attitudes of your staff could be responsible for the delayed registration process in some areas.
Well, we train our staff to be very professional. We train our staff to be ethical, and also we train our staff to take into consideration the fact that those who are coming for registration are coming from different backgrounds, with different tendencies, with different attitudes, and we've been training them to be very calm and very courteous to registrants. In the few places where we have received reports of unethical conduct by our staff, we have withdrawn our staff from those areas and we have queried them, and appropriate disciplinary action will be meted out to them. And so we are not going to condone any of our staff engaged in unethical conduct or engage in a conduct that we consider against our rules and regulations.